Hey, this is a private party!
Hi Zodi, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh yeah, baby. Take it off.
At the boy, what kind of shows do you watch?
I wasn't staring at anyone. I swear!
Who are you speaking to? Ah, Maglev, I have questions for you too! Oh, hey Roger, I have some questions for you! Whoa, did you see that? Whoa, you guys are really good at getting yourself hurt.
Yeah, and we're also good at getting others hurt.
At the boy, what kind of Ah, what the hell? I just wanted to question.
Oh, okay. We are all invited to answer some questions from this reporter for publicity or something. Everyone goes to the lawn. You'll be picked when it's your turn to answer some questions.
So, you got questions for me?
Alright.
What's wrong with you guys? Oh, admire my new shirt? Hentai Boy gave it to me as a gift. It's very... Hentai Boy gave it.
Hey, it's the latest trends! It accentuates your, strongest point!
Can we please do this professionally?
Right. Okay then. Luxury Echidna asks, why do you hate Sodi's guts?
Because he killed my fiancé, of course.
Whoa, 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 you had a fiancé? What was his name?
Yes, I remember if it was yesterday. Him. My fiancé,
No idea.
no idea.
It's still tragic. Let's take a minute of silence when we look at all the great moments where he appeared in IMP. Nightmare the Shadow asks, is Sodi total hell to deal with on a daily basis?
A hell to deal with? A hell to deal with? Just yesterday, I had this wonderful little statue for Mayleen's birthday. I wanted to fix it up a little with tinner, but Zodi put ice cream in all cans, so then I tried to look for present paper. But that idiot, Zodi, used up all the packaging to make some sort of stupid fortress for Branny. So, I had to walk all through the house.
Ah, well then, Freakster000F asks, how strong are you?
How strong am I? Please, I make Arnold Schwarzenegger look like a basket of kittens. That's how strong I am.
No. Alright, MJ the Hedgehog asks, where did you learn martial arts?
Martial arts class.
Oh yeah, well, that makes sense. Hey, the next couple of questions are all asked by the same girl. Looks like you have at least one person that cares about you.
What was that?
Her name is Tamier RD and she asks, what do you even see in Henrik?
Hey, you try dating someone who can change into anything and see how that works out for you.
Haha, you've got issues. And to follow that, you once dated H-Hog. What did you see in
Oh, he is very fiery.
Shut up!
Nothing. He's an idiot.
Right, well, she also asks, are you an alcoholic? Are you ever feminine? And why are you always so angry?
Well, I do like to drink, but I usually know my limits. Well, except for that one time. As for being feminine, well, it's not a good idea to punch the living crap out of people if you've just had your manicure done. Things get messed up. And I wouldn't be so angry if the people around me wouldn't be such morons all the time.
Well, we are the moron patrol after all.
Last thing she asks is, when's the last time you ever smiled? Lighten up, bitch.
What was that? How can you lighten up?
Oh god! Next member! Next member! Enta boy! Welcome man! Have a seat! Huh? What are you reading?
Oh, it's just some porno, you know, like any regular guy would read.
Ah, dude! Sick!
Hey, don't look at me like that. I'm only reading it for the articles.
You got issues, man. Anyway, Mr. Chaos X asks, did you ever get reactions on your name through IMP episodes?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I mean, there's disgust, fear, anger, tacit approval, subtle longing, and my personal least favorite, ZOMG Kawaii Senpai. See, the problem with a name like this is people automatically assume that you're Japanese. And besides knowing all the lyrics to Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, that just ain't true.
Okay. 100 Dalman asks, how'd you become as sexually disturbed as you are now?
Are you implying that I haven't always been sexually disturbed? Cause if you are, I'm just gonna blame the gypsies.
Interesting. Miles the Foo 616 asks, how come you've never just bought x-ray glasses if you enjoy seeing naked girls?
Okay, you know when you go to the dentist to get your teeth x-rayed, and they put a big old lead vest over your crotch so you don't become sterile? Yeah, that's why.
MacLiff Caddy asks, ever done pole vaulting through a window? That'd be interesting.
Interesting, yes. Safe, not so much. You should also know there are some body parts that doctors just aren't willing to pull broken glass out of.
Yeah, well, she also asks, ever gotten into a dog pile? You know, like when people leap on one another when fighting or celebrating.
You know, when I was younger, I think I might have done this once or twice. But once you start to get older, it's harder and harder to find the opportunity to get into that sort of celebration. I think about the only dog piles I've gotten into lately have been when I've been taking care of my sister's corgi. And I'm somewhat less enthusiastic about those.
Ah, okay. Also, holy shit, you have a sister?
Right.
Tammy your RD asks, when's the last time you levitated?
You know, I can't remember.
She also asks, a little bird told me you like ponies, yes?
Now, whatever gave you that idea? Onward, balloon butt!
Yeah, well, normal people don't like My Little Ponies. I mean, seriously, dude.
Ah, come on, don't you want to see me smile? But anyway, what were you saying about a bird? I don't like birds spreading rumors about me. Watching me.
Well, well, pervert hentai boy doesn't like being spied at. How ironic.
What? Bird? Really? Are you watching me, Bird? Are you watching me now? Because it won't be pretty if I catch you staring at me, Bird! Actually, if I could get that bird working for me, I can see the possibilities in that. Damn. Where is that bird? Bird? Birdie, birdie, birdie.
I really don't want to know what's going on in his mind. Next member.
Bird, come out the bird. I ain't gonna hurt you none. I just want to put you in this cozy little cage.
Mr. Chaos X asks, you die far lesser now. Why? He still died in my show.
Oh, there's actually an answer for this one. The reason I don't die so much anymore is because there's so many Johns in heaven and hell, they don't actually enough space to accommodate everyone. So I actually have a ban from dying more than once a year.
VA the Pega asks, how does it feel when you die? I really don't want to know.
That feeling you get when you're really tired and you just rest your head in a pillow and then you're surrounded by peace and purity? Yeah, dying's nothing like that. It's a lot worse.
MJ the Hedgehog asks, how did you become immortal?
There was a contest with Pepsi that if you collect 20 cans, they give you the power of immortality. Kinda strange now I look back on it.
DC Leadboot asks, where did you buy that bomber jacket and helmet?
Well, I'm the only member of IMP that doesn't get paid, so all the clothes I wear, I find in the street.
He also asks, what do you think would happen if you die of old age?
I've never really thought about it. Oh god! Oh god, it hurts to think about that! Oh, thanks a lot. Now that's one extra John in heaven.
Flashfire asks, why do you die so easily?
Well, I don't know why I die so easily. I guess I'm just the target that the enemy wants to take out first.
Next member.
Hello, my name is H-Hog.
Please sit down, you have quite a few questions.
Whoops.
Ah! Stage on fire! Someone do something! Right. K. Campbell 499 asks, what other animals do you have in your pants? Is it just cows?
Well, actually, it kind of depends on which pants I'm wearing. If you recall, I've had chicken pants on at least one time as well. I got another one with 2 cats in them, one with horses, and another with rabid weasels. I don't wear that last one much. I used to have a pair of sheep pants as well, but those mysteriously vanished when I joined Zodi for a trip to Wales. I wonder what happened to those. Oh, and on another note, I also commonly find a certain gray desert fox in my pants, but that's another matter entirely.
Oh, yay! You're so cute.
Number 1234 asks, why do you have the same reincarnation powers as John?
Well, they're not quite the same powers. Being a demigod-like fire elemental, I come back to life because my life cycle is comparable to that of the mythical phoenix. John just kind of reappears. It's a bit creepy, really.
He also asks, why did you join the IMP from that webcomic you made?
I started out with the horror long before Roger invited me to co-star on a show together, and to be honest, they don't really have that much to do with each other aside from IMP characters appearing in my comic from time to time. Anyway, no real huge thought process went behind me joining in for IMP, aside from that I liked the idea and thought it would be a fun thing to do.
Right on. The Johto legend asks, I've noticed your new catchphrase is, it's time to barbecue. I thought you hated that pun. Why the sudden change of mind?
It felt forced at first, but it started growing on me eventually. I've heard worse battle cries.
Luke the Fox asks, what would happen if you said, flame on?
Probably suffer a lawsuit from Marvel Comics.
Freakster000F asks, could you burn those asshole celebrities? Like Justin Bieber and Rebecca Black?
I could, if Roger would animate me doing so.
Nah, that'd be out of character for H-Hog. Not to mention I don't like drawing celebrities anymore. But here they are with a T-Rex anyway.
Wildfire28382 asks, what's it like to be an unemployed fire god?
More satisfying than you'd think, actually. Not many people get to live with the knowledge that they've literally finished the job they were created for, and that they're free to spend the rest of their days doing whatever it is they damn well feel like.
PC Leadboot asks, do you have a grand piano in those pants as well?
I did until people started complaining that my pianist was showing.
Night Dragon asks, do you still freak out when Ginny hugs you?
Well, I guess I was a bit nervous and shy at first, but I've mostly gotten used to the affection by now. I might still get startled if she catches me by surprise, though.
MacLiffCaddy asks, is that a cow in your pants or are you just happy to see? Wait, why the hell am I asking this? Screams and jumps out of bedroom window and into a pile of pillows, only to have the entire area exploding due to a detonator going off. It's a pillow factory that's just blown up. By Frotman, who is with Hentai Boys, share a high five. Well, someone had to ask that question, didn't they?
Well, that was awesome!
TammyRD asks, have you and the other hedgehogs ever considered living in hedges, like, you know, actual hedgehogs?
We would, but apparently people seem to get stuck in them easily. Hell, this one time, Bustin and Hentai Boy managed to get themselves trapped in there for several days.
Alright.
One Up Matt asks, from the episodes I've seen, you seem to be the most normal of the bunch. What gives?
I'm a fire elemental hedgehog with super magical reviving powers who keeps a variety of random animals in his pants. If that's what you consider normal.
Hatchicat asks, what would you do if you could fly?
Ha! I'm a fire god. I can already fly if I use my fire powers to propel myself up. Behold!
Ah!
Whoops.
Well, those were the questions. Well, we had several more, but they burned in the fire. And now you made the orphan children who sent in those letters very sad.
Sure, no problem. Oh, wait, that was a bad thing?
More questions after the Stop the Fire break. So, you can morph into anything you want.
Is that one of the questions?
No, I was just wondering...
Then I'm not obliged to answer that.
What? I was just wondering, if you can morph into anything you want, why would you be an inventor aside from it?
I'm not obliged to answer that. According to paper CM74, my lawyer has advised me against the answering of any unrelated questions from any third party, associated corporations, or any reporters named Hivet.
Fair enough. Wait, why am I mentioned specifically?
I'm not obliged to...
Oh, whatever. Luxio the Echidna asked, have you ever met the masked mutant from Ghostbones? He does have the shapeshift power.
No, I don't think I've met a masked mutant goose before. That would be kind of terrifying, actually. I mean, it would be kind of the sight. Just flying masked goose. It's kind of scary.
If you say so. Miles the Foo 616 asks, 3 trains are walking up a tree at 36 miles per hour. The trains are all walking sideways at a 39-degree angle. The tree is about 1,987.88 miles long and has a diameter of 6 kilometers. How long will it take for the trains to get to the top, and how many times will the trains crash into each other?
Now, this is a tricky question because we assume all trains are uninterrupted on their journey, so I would say, given the circumstance, they aren't interrupted. Maybe like 52 seconds and 5 times.
Adriana Cole asks, how did you become that smart in the IMP series?
Well, you don't just become smart all one day. You gotta read books, watch movies, discuss with people. It takes a while, so just be cool, stay in school, and don't do drugs.
Well, they say drugs can enhance your learning abilities, no?
I'm not obliged to answer.
Ah, forget it. Wildfire 28382 asks, what would happen if the Bring Dead People Back to Life machine malfunctioned while bringing dead people back to life?
That would be a terrifying thought, because that would mean super zombies. You don't want that. Super zombies are never good.
Okay. Tamir RD asks, are you aware that your partner is a furry cat?
Yep, I don't mind. I think she's cute, she's funny, and we have a lot of fun together.
No.
She... yeah.
Well, she also asked, do you still have any of those kidneys left?
There is 0.25 kidneys left now.
Okay. Playfire asks, what's your favorite invention so far?
X-ray goggles. Let's just leave it at that.
Why are you an inventor if you can morph into anything you want anyway?
Who sent that question?
Me?
Then I'm not obliged to answer that.
Why? Seriously, what does your lawyer have against me?
I'm not obliged to answer.
Next member, next member!
Why don't I deserve my own segment? I'm more important than this.
Yeah. Of course I can.
Hey, ladies, shall we go somewhere more intimate?
That would work here, dear.
Ugh. We all have healthy relationships, creep.
Ha! Healthy.
Sheesh, no need to worry. I was just trying to show you girls a good time.
A good time, huh?
Ooh, I know a good pub that serves great beer.
Great. Another drunkard. I don't like beer.
Nobody interested? I don't think they serve beer to... How old are you?
Yeah.
What? Ha! I don't believe you. Show me some ID.
The questions, Onigai.
Okay, Tiffany. First one's for you. Rosie and Tardet ask, what would you do if you were stuck on an island with Zodi?
Well, I guess that depends on the island. I guess we would just, respect each other's privacy and do our thing to keep going. I don't know. Are we talking a desert island, or maybe an island with a nice fancy hotel? Maybe a spa? Ooh, this island is sounding nice.
Night Dragon asks, why do you stay with a pervert like Entaboy?
I ask myself the same thing every day.
Well, you got issues. Anyway, those were all the questions for Tiffany. Maylene, you're next. Luxio the Echidna asks, what would have happened if Brani was in her teenage years?
Funny you ask that. A fortune-telling monkey showed me the future once.
Gotcha. Ruining school property, eh? You're gonna write 500 times I'm not allowed to spray the walls. Got it? What have you done?
I read 500 times that you're not allowed to spray like you want.
Get up, bitch. You're gonna clean this mess up right now.
I hope that won't come true.
Freakster 0OF asks, are you married to Zodi yet?
Oh no. And that's why.
Maglev Gaddy asks, ever notice how you and Maglev both have different accents?
Well, I studied in America for a few years. Art, of course.
Cooper Kroll asks, why are you so attracted to Zodi and does he make a good father to Bronny?
Well, he's funny and energetic, I guess. I like that. And he can be a good father, if only he'd apply my rules about discipline more often.
Okay, those were all the questions for Maylene. Ginny, it's your turn. If you could have any animal for a pet, what animal would you choose? You can only pick one.
Only one pet? Well, it would have to be cutesy wootsy. Or cuddly waddly. Oh, something fluffy and sweet. Oh, very cute. Something with claws too, so it could defend itself. Oh, I don't know. Oh. Can I think on that?
Okay, next question. Lino Bro asks, if you were a giantess, or genitus in this case, what would you do?
3-5-0-1. I'm only kidding, of course. Oh wow, well, if I were a giant, oh, that would be awesome. I could lift up the mansion, and I could make everyone do whatever I wanted. And oh, if anyone messed with any of my friends, especially H, I could just bring my foot down and squish him. Oh yes, I think I would like being a giant.
Okay. Maglev Gaddy asks, are you aware that you're a fox courting a hedgehog?
Yes. I am perfectly aware of my own species and H's. Are you trying to imply something? Hmm?
She also asks, have you and H ever kissed?
Have we ever... Oh. Oh my. Not on camera, no. No, never.
And next question.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed I'm blushing.
Tammy your RD asks, do you ever file your claws?
Oh, what a silly question. You're silly. Of course I file. How would I possibly keep my claws nice and sharp without filing them into points?
Well then, let's go to the cute one. You have some questions? Oh yes you do.
Yeah!
Hatchicat asks, could you draw some pictures of your favorite things?
Yeah!
Okay. Maglev Gaddy asks, when's the last time you've seen Kase?
Yeah! Playdates all the time!
One Up Matt asks, how much do you love your mommy and daddy?
Yeah!
Next member, please. Dude, I totally missed you in the pub last night.
Yes, sorry I couldn't come over. I'm banned for life in most pubs in the area here.
Well, have you tried the pub they built in the graveyard yet? It looks a bit satanic, but I like it.
Oh, yeah. That place is good stuff for cheap prices. I mean, 1 soul for 3 beer or 2? It's just awesome.
We should go there tonight and...
The questions, please.
Yeah, hurry up.
Oh, right. Mr. Chaos X asks, 10 years, does it make you dizzy to think of that?
Haha, like I need to think to become dizzy.
Yeah, we got beer for that.
Cheers. Good stuff.
Another Dalman asks, how many years has it been? Lol.
How many years for what?
Since you stopped shaving?
Hey, I accidentally shaved off my balls last time I shaved. Give me a break. I can't do it very often.
Ah, dude, ouch! I don't want to think about it. Sly Clown Arch Nemesis asks, if you had to shoot anyone in the room, who would it be? It doesn't matter which room.
Oh, well, that's easy. creepy bastard.
Expected you to shoot John.
Nah. Actually...
SSB Freak asks, I've noticed that you aren't exactly the fighting member of the team lately. Maybe you should get a new moveset. At the very least you'd be able to protect your family.
What are you talking about? I have plenty of fight in me! I got a sword! There just haven't been many opportunities me using a fight.
Well, actually... Luke the Fox asks, what is your ideal ice cream flavor?
Why, that's vanilla!
And?
What?
Not every ice cream flavor in the universe.
You blabbering fool! Typical amateur mistake! Don't mix ice cream flavors up! It loses their natural scent. Their strength. An ice cream flavor is a tailor-made to provide just the right sense to inspire your senses for.
Okay, sorry! Ultimetal Frit asks, did you finally manage to eat the world's supply of ice cream? It seems you aren't quite as obsessed with the stuff in recent episodes.
I take my ice cream a little more seriously these days. Thank you. Just lobbing them in your face? Ice cream is an experience, a spectacle event. You don't...
Dude, you got boring. Come on, drink another beer.
Ice cream.
Better. Freakster000F asks, what would you do if all the ice cream disappeared? Whoa, that doesn't sound healthy. So, better keep your ice cream safely stored.
Don't worry, I've got backup plans. I can use Hedgehog's pants cows to make his new diary. It'll be alright. Everything will be just fine.
Please don't tell me about your plans to milk Hedgehog's pants cows. Anyway, DC Leadboot asks, how many scoops of ice cream can you balance on one cone?
327.
Russia Rules 1 asks, what do you get when you cross an owl with a bungee cord?
My ass.
So, you watched Kung Pao too, huh?
What's Kung Pao?
Hachi Cat asks, what would you do if your fellow IMP members turned into ice cream?
What? Do you expect me to say I'd eat them? That'd make me a cannibal! Human and hedgehog meat flavored ice cream? Human and hedgehog meat flavored ice cream?
Yeah, it sounds disgusting.
Human and hedgehog meat flavored ice cream. Maybe a bit salty, but it could work.
Okay. One Up Matt asks, say Zodi, what do you think makes ice cream? Go ahead, you'll never guess.
Ben and Jerry's?
Anime Multifangirl 10 asks, it costs 300,555,333 euros and 75 cents for ice cream and you run out of money. What do you do, XD?
Well, with the economy in the state it's in, I'm not surprised we're paying those kind of prices now. I guess the answer would be the same thing I do with everything that's expensive these days. I just use Roger's credit card.
What? Son of a bitch!
Tammy your RD asks, how do you take such abuse from Maglev? Do you really get on at all?
What? Maglev? Whatever, man. I barely feel anything. She can barely knock out a fly.
What was that?
Yep. No problem.
Right. Not into family tensions, huh? You know, bottling your emotions up can be good.
Just shut up and give me another beer.
Okay, that's enough of that. Next time.
There's an emergency! I require help with this assignment immediately!
Here I am, Mayor.
No, I need Ronnie.
Oh.
Some questions were sent in, so I need Ronnie to answer them. So, Speed Raptor asks, how come everything you say comes to me such a great wisdom? Seriously, every time you open your mouth, my life changes.
Yeah.
I really doubt you had time to do all that at your age.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry for doubting. Okay, next. Apparently your mother was created with the idea of being the most boring character. Do you think that affected in any way your attitude?
Yeah.
Granny? I thought you were on vacation with your mother. Well, we just won't tell her about me neglecting you for the last 24 hours, will we?
Oh my, they are terrible children, yes. Well, thank goodness for boring people then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my! I don't think you were supposed to see that. Aren't you too young? Well, anyways, danger averted. Thanks, IMP. You saved the day once again.
So, I have questions for Santa, Space Chicken... Where are they?
You'd think they'd be around the mansion? That's dangerous and insane and complex, and they mess up the carpet.
Fine, I'll go look for them.
Good luck with that.
Ah, you're coming with me.
Good!
Okay, I have a foolproof plan to track down all the people we need for this interview. First, if we break into the police station to arm ourselves with some stealth equipment, then...
Ah! They're all here! They just happen to be in this very town square right now.
Oh. Okay, this one is for Space Chicken. Miles the Foo 616 asks, would you be so kind as to recite one of Shakespeare's sonnets for me? I believe you could pull it off better than any actor. That ingrain on the table in episode 27. GB in the house asks, how would you describe your acting career before and since your debut in IMP?
Sorry, I threw it in the trash.
You threw one of your fine actors away in the trash?
We need a lot of props in IMP, you know. I don't have storage for all of them. It wasn't away, so it's gone now. I'm sorry.
I don't care if it's a table. You just threw one of your actors in the trash. Are you going to throw me in the garbage as well when I'm no longer needed?
Maybe.
You, sir, are a monster. Santa, Wildfire 28382 asks, why did you steal the Bring Dead People Back to Life machine? I mean, I can't recall you using it for anything.
I am not talking about my inner plans with him here.
Okay.
Well, we did use it a few times, for self-preservation. Well, I have a brilliant plan for it in the future. Just that a damn math man needs to calculate things I don't even know. Mathematicians and scientists are always worried about weird details. But trust me, soon I'll have a plan. And I'll crush every superhero that could be a threat to me. And I might also crush the IMP when I have time left, you know. It's fun. No superheroes will watch this interview, right?
Doughmeister, Night Dragon asks, why do you keep taking baking jobs if you hate seeing your creation get eaten?
Okay. Why do I keep taking baking jobs? Well, I got to earn a living somehow. Ingredients don't come cheap, you know? Unless I get them from your English £1 stores. I gave off rounds with barely a penny to my name. I had to roll over the Chanel in a giant baking tray, using a baguette as a paddle. I started out sleeping on the streets, and that's when I started to turn to a life of crime with my army of confectionery. These days I only make sure I bake non-sentient pastries to earn a bit of money. It's not like I'm secretly building an army of 10-foot gingerbread men under the abandoned bakery, am I? Ever since that incident, I make sure that I put poison in all of my cake children as a mean of defense. That'll teach those bastards Anglais. You didn't get that, right? That would really ruin my business.
Why do you think this is England? Whatever.
Winnie the Pooh, Sonic Kirby fan number 7 NP10 asks, you became evil because you never got a decent movie, but you got one in 2011. Does that mean you're not evil?
What? It was okay, I guess. But you think I'll walk away from crime after what they've done to me? Think again.
Paperclip, Sonic Kirby fan number 7 NP10 asks, is it true that you were assaulted by monkeys that put you in a frying pan and fried you? And Mario 8822 asks, can you draw the most awesome thing in existence? Madman, Sonic Kirby fan number 7 MP10 asks, do you think the Collat's conjecture is true or false?
The Collat's conjecture. To believe all numbers will eventually be reduced to 1 by means of one ultimate formula. This experiment is still ongoing, so it's impossible to give a definitive answer to this one. But if you must know, I don't believe in coincidence. Although it's not rigorously known whether all positive numbers will eventually reach 1 according to the Collatz iteration, but there are many numbers that do so. Mathematician Kresikov showed that the number of integers in the interval that eventually reach 1 is at least proportional to x. Well, that's good enough for me, but we'll see.
If you say so. Luke the Fox asks, is that your actual face or are you wearing a mask to conceal your scarred face like Dr. Doom?
It is a mask, but I'm not scarred.
Hey there, Mochi.
Well, hi there!
That thing speaks!
Oops, we'll have to fix that later.
Hachicat asks, describe your existence with Tiffany in 10 words or less.
But that would be experience with Tiffany. 10 words or less? That's easy! I am, after all, a highly intelligent super platinum computer from the future.
Okay, and those were your 10 words.
Let's see now. Here we go. Adventuring, learning, growing, magic, platinum transcendence, Bishoujo, anime, manga, and future.
Yes, you're past your limit.
Good.
Okay, that were about 500 words. Luxio the Echidna asks, is your magic girl idea like the Cubies giving up power just so they can become what they were killing?
Huh?
Ramsey, Tammy RD asks, are you still forming the LS?
Oh yes, it's very interesting you asked that because my last LSU team, I kind of lost them when I was in the supermarket and I haven't been able to find them since. So I am actually reforming a new LSU squad. So if you're interested in joining, send me your PayPal details to the following email below.
What email?
What do you mean there's no email below? Oh come on, I need the money real bad!
Gloria? Gloria? Hey, Gloria? Gloria? Tell me your RD asks, where the hell are you?
Here.
To a random box of ice cream. Pikachu 9x0 says, have you noticed that Sodi is standing right behind you? To Kazin, Luxio the Echidna asks, what is the name of your group and is there any chance you can tell me where you got those slippers?
Our group is named the local smartass unit. As for my slippers, let's say that my fairy godmother bought them.
He also asks, wanna buy something? Perhaps a gas-powered stick? Or maybe buy a dinner special, liver with some fava beans, and a nice Chianti.
Gas-powered stick and a dinner offer? Are you coming on to me?
Okay, next question. Hold on a moment. If most of you are out to get the IMP, then why are you answering these questions anyway?
Why the hell did you ask him that for?
You said they were dangerous!
Stupid, yes. Safe, no.
Next member. Okay, these questions can be answered by everyone. Copycat the Unknown asks, what's your favorite episode?
Oh, yeah. The thing about our adventures is that they just seem to keep getting better and better. So I know it's kind of a cliche answer, but I'm gonna have to say, whatever our last adventure was, that one is my favorite.
Yeah, because you could improvise for the first time, huh?
I suppose the one that sticks in my mind the most is the one that introduces Ginny's parents, since that one had the biggest role for me.
Selfish! Probably one of the Halloween episodes, but it's really hard to pinpoint one. And the Night Dragon, who only appeared in the one Halloween episode, but yeah, that's the one. It also featured the Chicken Army with General MacGuffin. Yeah. I like the Chicken Army.
Jab the Dog asks, Antaboy still does this, but do the rest of you miss drawing smut like you did back in the series' early days?
You have got to be the most disgusting motherfucker I've ever heard in my life!
Wait a minute. Have you guys been holding out on me?
I just feel sick.
I actually didn't do that as often as others.
Interesting. White Mama asks, whoa, 10 years, you must be amazed as well as proud.
That's not a question.
I think the whole team does a good job. It's kind of fun. It's been a long process. And it's fun to hear people react positively.
You retards!
And I hope we can continue a few years more. And maybe share a few laughs.
If we can outlast Pokemon, then we're doing alright. You hear that, Ash Ketchum? You're going down, bitch!
If not for Roger and the others, I never would have met my current girlfriend, or made a ton of incredible friends.
Wait, didn't you meet before? Oh, never mind.
Freakster000F asks, fave dessert?
Ice cream!
Hard to decide. Green tea ice cream, taiyaki, or mochi.
Well, personally, I enjoy a nice tiramisu.
My favorite dessert is ice cream.
Baklava.
Yeah. Anyone else has a favorite dessert?
I would say probably the Gobi or the Kalahari. I think the Sahara is a little bit overrated.
Yeah, sorry, dessert.
I know, that's what I said. I mean, don't you enjoy a little bit of sand after a meal?
Sonic Kirby fan number 7 MP10 asks, do any of you age?
Well, of course we age, silly. I mean, look at Bronny, for example. Bronny started, well, from conception, actually. And now look.
For how many years has she been a toddler now?
Bronny is 578 years old.
Yeah!
Personally, I sleep in a Ziploc container, which will keep me fresh and delicious for centuries to come.
He also asks, Sodi, Bustin, John, and H-Hog, you're all hedgehogs like Sonic, so can you curl up into a ball?
You know, I never even tried. Let's see.
Oh god, it hurts
I don't think that's even supposed to bend that way!
Don't look like Sonic, but you'd be an amazing exhibit in a postmodern museum.
Sephiroth Wolf asks, what's your favorite moment in the show?
I think my favorite part of the show has to be the ending. Because that's when you all leave and I can get back to my porno. By the way, when are you leaving?
One that keeps sticking in my mind the most often is when I go, "Oh my god, look!" And Zodi looks at where I'm pointing and goes, "A desk! Ah!" and jumps out the window. Always gets me, that bit.
Favorite moment, huh? When we were all in the restaurant together, waiting for our food. Kind of ironic as it is, since I was so annoyed and bored. And hungry!
He also asked, hey guys, how does it feel to being together for 10 years? Also, what in the name of the elder gods happened to that time traveler guy? Random target? Number? Generator? Did he die or something? Or is he still alive out there somewhere and about to cause a time paradox?
I'm sorry, you've run out of question marks. Please try again later.
Who? Oh, the time traveler! Yeah, he was roped to the tree when I found him. Apparently the LSU squad got bored when there were no results. They didn't even know why they were torturing anymore, so yeah. I think he traveled back in time to ancient Rome and the American Civil War and such to cause glitches in the Assassin's Creed games. Wacky time travelers.
Maglev Getty asks, do you have pests in the mansion, such as rats, mice, termites?
Well, Megalith and Maylene are both cats, so not many vermin would dare come close, I reckon.
Our mansion is actually infested by a species known as the IMP wannabe, who says, "Can I be a part of the show?"
I agree.
Hey! I told you there's no room for dragons here, damn it! Get out of here!
We do have wall eagles. You don't see them much, but you hear them scratching in the walls at night. It's quite scary.
Ugh, don't remind me.
But we're also infested with house hippos, tribbles, parish sprites, and the elder gods from beyond the stars.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Hachicat asks, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Ah, woodchucks are amazing! I think they chuck about 5 woods a chuck.
Now, see, that's actually a common misconception. You see, the proper name of this creature is actually the groundhog.
A what?
So really, the phrase should be, how much ground would a groundhog hog if a groundhog would hog ground?
What? Groundhog? What the heck are you talking about?
It is common knowledge that the woodchuck, also called a groundhog, does not, in fact, chuck wood.
There were groundhogs all along? No way!
Actually, I think a much better question is, if a woodchuck chucked wood in the middle of the forest and there was no one around to hear it, would it make a sound?
What do you know?
It depends if the woodchuck is using steroids.
No, they're a groundhog!
Stop saying nonsense. There's no wood to chuck in the ground.
No, a woodchuck is a groundhog, you idiot. Woodchucks don't exist.
Groundhogs are not woodchucks. Henrik, tell them!
We do have wall...
No, shut up, Henrik!
It does, however, eat through concrete and
Stop
cement.
saying such madness! Is everything I've been taught a lie?
Wood chip doesn't chuck wood when wood is chuck full of groundhogs, and the groundhogs are to chuck the ground to chuck hog groundhog. Wood is chucked so the groundhogs chuck ground wood without grounding the hogs in wood.
Shut up, Roger. What do you know about animals? It's a groundhog.
No, just no! God.
Or was it, how much hogs could a groundhog grind if a groundhog ground up hogs?
A what?
I forget.
No, they're a groundhog.
Yeah, okay, that's enough.
Woodchucks do not ground hogs.
Woodchuck is the demeaning phrase.
What do you know?
Or was it, how much hogs could a groundhog grind?
I agree.
You again. Woodchuck don't chuck wood without chucking groundhog.
One Up Matt asks, what is the meaning of life?
42.
He also asks, what do you all think of Roger?
Roger, you just snuck that one in there under a different name, didn't you?
No.
Roger? Yeah, he does a lot of work, so...
Yeah.
He keeps the mansion running, so he has a purpose.
He doesn't give me enough lines.
What is that, some sort of foreign name? Oh, look at me, I've got little words in my name without capitalization. La-dee-da.
I am your boss.
Boss? What boss? Wait, you mean that cranky guy? I always thought he was the landlord. Joke's on him, though. I haven't been paying rent.
I'm standing right here.
He's getting better as a heel. He's obnoxious, arrogant, overconfident, condescending, and rubs it in people's faces with a cartwheel for a win.
Why, thank you. Enough.
Problem?
Hachicat also asks, how good are you at cooking?
With my mother's recipes, I can create every possible meal. Making the others eat those meals is a different story, however.
Cooking's pretty much what I do.
Well, I can make spaghetti and ramen. Well, see, basically, when I cook, I use my noodle. Even though that often gives me severe burns down there.
Okay, well, that's a wrap.
Finally.
Okay, Roger, the holder of the most questions asked for this anniversary.
Whoa, this will take a while.
Yep, it sure will. Let me grab the first one. Dear Roger, can I be an IMP?
No.
Okay, next question. Hey Roger, can I be an IMP? Okay, then this questioner asks, can I be...
Greetings! So, my part of the IMP Q&A. I'm going to do this a little different, because most of my questions are asked to me as a creator rather than the character in IMP, and I don't want to be breaking the fourth wall constantly. So, no wackiness, no silliness, just me sitting here and talking about myself for 3 hours. Yay! So, first question.
Mr. Chaos X asks, I noticed that you got more and more crankier in IMP. It must be fun to play as the cranky member.
To be honest, making animation is so much work and has so many tasks attached to it that I don't consider voice acting specific fun, just another thing I need to do. In fact, I have to admit I never really put effort in voice acting until I made something Dissected, where I couldn't just babble on an instinct, but actually had to constantly interject bursts of energy and emotions into it, so that saying a 5-minute monologue wouldn't put everyone to sleep. As for my animated ego becoming more cranky, it's always been my rule when I start animating that while I make fun and parody other things, I should do the same to me too. So he's a manifestation of my own flaws. The problem is I started animating when I was a teenager, and as a teenager you don't have a very good grip on who you are and what your flaws are. So I just portrayed myself as clumsy and fat, but otherwise you're wacky, jolly, happy buddy Roger. It's mostly since I went on my trip alone to Canada back in 2007 that I discovered how neurotic and stressed and whiny I am. So those aspects were added more and more. As for an in-universe explanation, well, it makes sense that you start more cheerful and naive when starting a superhero team and then becoming more and more disillusioned and upset after years of everything going wrong and your colleagues making everything a bigger mess. Raj is responsible for all the damages the others cause after all.
Lucio the Echidna asks, what happened to Bustin' B? Did he have a falling out with the group? This has actually been asked by multiple people.
IMP has way too many main characters because the careless way I started. Anyway, I try to keep a healthy rotating roster and keep the uses of characters balanced. Though there's one reason why some get a lot more screen time than others. Voice convenience. Roger, Ginny, Tiffany, Bronny and Maglev are currently my most used characters because I can get their voices in 1 or 2 days. Henrik, Ajok and Henta Boy might take a week or two, depending on the actor's schedule. And Zodi, John, Maylene and Basten are the biggest pain and can take up to 4 or 5 months before the actors usually send me their lines. So if I use them, I have to plan them way ahead, and I usually give them a small supporting role so I can animate my way around them if the actors fail to meet the deadline, which happened with Basten's voice actor a lot. Add to that Basten is the most uncomfortable for me to write, with the whole tough, angry urban guy shtick not being my cup of tea, either straight or tumaken. And in fact I'm recently worried the sense of humor is getting a little too dark and I need to focus more on positive characters like Ajok and John. Then the more dark characters, he gets snowed under a lot. But he's technically still part of the gang, making cameos and side appearances here and there. In universe, let's just say he's too adventurous and impatient to deal with the daily life of the IMP, and often just goes on his own little thrill rides for a couple days.
Copycat the Unknown asks, if you could go back and do it all over again, what would you change about IMP, aside from killing off anyone who has to be a member of IMP?
I'm a firm believer that you have to make mistakes in order to become better, so I'm at peace with my old work, as long as I don't have to watch it. But if I have to change anything, I'd like IMP to have a stronger foundation. The female characters show up out of nowhere, mostly because they were introduced in a comic I drew years ago but has been lost in time, and the humor in today's IMP is much more dependent on the IMP members' personalities and character, where in the old episodes the humor comes from the crazy situations where the IMP members just happen to be in, so they ended up becoming more Flanderized, as TV Tropes calls it, as the years go by.
McLiff Caddy asks, what has been the most memorable moment for you and why?
There's this saying in the music world that music artists know they're successful as soon as Weirdo parodies them. Well, I got one for internet artists. As soon as people make unauthorized porn of you or your characters behind your back, then you're successful too! After years of non-stop people on Newgrounds telling me my artwork burns their eyes and I should kill myself and my family, discovering someone who found my artwork interesting enough to get sexually attracted by it is amazing!
Toto-chan93 asks, what became the aha moment when you decided to make IMP movies?
I don't remember I ever had aha moments as a teenager, just an endless supply of energy and inspiration. A good thing at least old me had the patience or discipline to finish his impulses. Ask every person willing to talk to you and turn them and you into a superhero in a big house just made sense at the time. I just discovered how to make animations and that just gave an enormous sense of power. Teenage boys with power don't think or plan, they just get dumb ideas and just jump right into it.
Pete Pereira asks, every artist gets inspiration somewhere. Where did the influence came from when IMP was born?
I bet a lot of people think the Avengers the X-Men would be the inspiration, but nope. I don't remember having a specific inspiration for IMP in particular. Just pure energy, as I said. But ignoring the IMP and looking at my inspirations in general, well, a big youth hero would be Spirou, whatever you pronounce the name. In Dutch he has a different name. Since no one probably knows him, you could call him Tintin's lesser-known rival. Although I like him a lot more than Tintin. A bit more modern, while Tintin's constantly just mystery-solve guy who randomly walks around doing nothing until he sees something going on and just goes solve the mystery. Spirou has a bit more of a home life, actual friends rather than just allies to help with the mystery, actual female characters. They're also being reporters just like Tintin, but unlike Tintin we actually see them do their reporter job. Look, they bring a damn camera along. Hooray! They interview people, they film, they get hired to hold lectures, they go to the office and make sure their articles are printed. They don't let themselves get interviewed by other reporters that'll steal their story like a damn idiot. And Spirou has this Doctor Who thing going on that every 10 or 20 years the writer and artist teams get replaced by fresh talent, so he keeps being rejuvenated. Sure, there's some hits and misses, not every incarnation is as good as the other ones, but there's at least 2 or 3 adventures for every incarnation that I enjoy. Except the Nick and Colvin era, which I consider the Sonic Colors of the series. Supporting cast gets dropped, they try to go back to the roots and make it more comedy focused, but the jokes are so detached and alien that the main characters have to become so uncomfortably out of character just to make the dumb jokes work. It's just As I said, that era is pretty much the Sonic Colors of the series. Though to make up for it, and secretly giving hope for Sonic's future, it's followed up by my absolute favorite era and the biggest inspiration of my work. Kinda, the Tom and genre era. Although I don't come close to imitating the art style, especially since characters are constantly doing something or fiddling around. I love the art style, and it's partly what I'm trying to go for. I love their sense of humor too. It's they that really taught me how a good joke can be more than just something funny happening, but it can be a very complicated setup filled with layers and hidden discoveries. Here, my favorite moment of the series. Spirou is late for work and runs through the streets, dodging civilians and angry dogs in traffic while the narration gives some sarcastic remarks. He arrives at the scientific lecture he's holding and we see him showing off a movie he filmed in the jungle, which mirrors the exact same situation we saw him go through in town, but now in the jungle. This ends his lecture, and apparently all the scientists in the audience were so terrified by the film, they fainted and Spirou gets fired. In just a few pages, it gives me so much information and humor. Besides the obvious jokes that the jungle mishaps mirror the race through the streets, and implies that Spearow's daily life is just as crazy as his adventures are, then the thing that makes me laugh the most is the final frame of the film where you see the end on screen with his tiny silhouette of Spearow running, which implies the movie has no meaning or any educational value. It doesn't end with a sunset and a, well, here are the things I learned during this trip epilogue. It's literally the guy running for his life up until the final frame. And then look at the pose of his silhouette. The way he runs is not even heroic or even comical. It's his really pathetic, huddled together run. I just love the idea he goes to the jungle to film a documentary or something, and he completely fails at it and spends the whole stay running for his life in the most pathetic way possible. Completely confident about it and still edits it and shows it off at a scientific conference. It's fantastic. I just love how the series usually does a great job in having intense adventures while still cracking jokes and having the heroes who are experienced really behave like they've been on adventures before, but without completely destroying the intensity of the adventure or detaching the audience like Sonic Colors does. In fact, it's the exact opposite of Sonic Colors and Generations. In those games, when the characters discuss their adventure, they're all dumb and shocked about obvious things that happen all the time. We travel back in time, working together with Eggman, a theme park, how crazy! Even though they should be used to that kind of thing by now yet. While when danger and action is happening, they're all detached and sarcastic and just stand around joking about it. In Spearow, it's the exact opposite. When they're planning or discovering things is when they behave like seasoned adventurers and are quick on the uptake when things go wrong or how to deal with strange situations. While during the action scenes, they take it completely serious. So far, again, even when Spearow is just running to get on time with work, it becomes a full-on action sequence. Really, unlike Sonic Colors, the adventure and the comedy don't cancel each other out, they strengthen each other. Like there's a joke where Spearow as a kid goes to a fortune teller and instead of the usual fake, you'll meet a mysterious person and will become rich stuff, he gets to see a bunch of random adventures he'll have in his future life, traumatizing him. See, it's making fun of his status as an eternal adventurist, yet it doesn't make his adventure any weaker. In fact, the more intense his adventures are, the funnier the joke becomes. Whew, talk way too much about that one. Quickly some other inspiration sources. The Zucker Abraham Zucker movies, they taught me that humor should just happen and is the funniest when the rest of the movie is played straight. Let the audience discover the joke, don't beat them over the head. And finally a big inspiration is Shinichi Watanabe, from Axel Saga, Pinipyomi and Nerima Daikon Brothers, and Jocelyn Schnick, a webcomic artist. They taught me a sense of more surreal humor. And there's no doubt some smaller inspirations, but those...
Luke the Fox asks, what was the history of the mansion? When was it built? Was it built on an ancient Indian burial ground?
In the future I'll make an episode about the origin, since I have plans. For now it's a secret.
Okay, next is from Ultimatal Frit. Suppose a genie suddenly appeared out of your toilet. How would you react and what 3 things would you wish for?
I would react to it. Ah! Then, what are you? Go away! Leave me alone! After that, I'd curse myself for wasting my 3 wishes with those pointless exclamations.
Knowing that from yourself, shouldn't you be able to anticipate it? Ooh, this is an interesting one. Cheeky Scarlet asks, what do you think an evil mirror universe version of the IMP would be like?
We'd be well-behaved, useful members of society. Terrifying.
Freakster00F asks, what do you enjoy in animation?
There's 2 kinds of animators in the world. The real animators that observe human behavior and physics and find great joy and personal challenge in creating unique characters and movement based on careful research and clever observation. And then there's idiots who just draw some junk in order to have some visuals for the story they want to tell. Hate to admit it, but I'm the second kind. My favorite parts are coming up with the idea and seeing it come to life. I would never call myself a real animator. I feel guilty when seeing actual animators to work, but after years of doing this junk, I do keep getting better in creating the illusion that I can animate. An illusion of something that's already an illusion. Ooh, Inception.
This one cannot write. Let me see. Nintendo Boy 1000 asks, so you're with your honey and you're making out when the phone rings. You answer it and the voice is, what are you doing with my daughter? You tell your girl and she say, my dad is dead. Then who was phone?
Phones are plastic devices that help you communicate with other phones or something. Next.
DC Leadboot asks, will Sylvia Cat be joining IMP?
Sylvia is meant to be an extension of John's character, to give him more of a social life outside of the IMP. So extension, not really part of the team.
Katie Echidna asks, what is your opinion on fan characters that could actually be recognized as a Sonic character? Do you like them, or do you hate them?
Sonic recolors, they're the most horrible thing ever, oh my god! Look, fan characters, they're alter egos for people. Sure, we could prohibit kids to fancy themselves as Sonic's evil twin cousin and whatever, but Then they just imagine themselves to be some other pop culture hero's twin brother or fake version or something. Look, when people hate Sonic recars, it's more the personality of the people they have an issue with. Recars are symbolic for certain kinds of people on the internet. The younger people with lacking social skills and childlike naivete. And older teens or young adults feel uncomfortable listening to the thoughts of those simpler people and start attacking. Sure, it's important to be unique and creative, but not everyone can be unique. And as long as you don't earn money with retracing pop culture, then, you know, whatever. As for me, now, I'm not happy that half the IMP members started as Sonic recars, one of the sins we committed as teens. That's following us to this day. But whatever, IMP is not meant to be super unique and amazing and artsy. The Hedgehog characters are a bit toned down, so they look slightly less lazy. But other than that, I'm pretty sure over the years they've gotten enough personality and history that they work as their own unique entities. I have enough confidence in myself and not enough respect for haters to go around and retcon everything now. Zodi changed his character design in something more unique, and that's great. He has big plans outside of the world of the internet, so ditching this Sonic look is very smart of him. But unless Hedgehog or Boston specifically requested design themselves, whatever, I'm not gonna change them. So don't worry about it. Yes, fancying yourself as Mickey Mouse cool, dark, mysterious twin brother is kind of juvenile and dumb. But making a big deal and outright attacking and hating people who do that is even more juvenile and dumb, so whatever. The internet is one big toy box, do whatever you want as long as you don't break any laws. And as long as you remain honest and fair about your own shortcomings. Next.
Trist2468 asks, how much torture is it to make these videos? With all the drawings, voice actors, animation and etc. And how much ungrateful impatience do you get in return from your fans?
Well, I do it to myself so I can't complain. Sure, I'm often very neurotic and stressed, but hey, that's the mentality that gets me into shape. Being chill and relaxed won't get any productivity done. In fact, I often have to work with people who are very laid back and calm all the time, and they're extremely unreliable, lazy, and often unable to get any of their own projects off the ground. It almost makes me very happy that I'm a very stressful person.
JDD Ishman asks, when is Iron Man gonna show up? You put in Batman, Spidey, Wolverine, Superman and the Justice League, but not Iron Man.
Iron Man, just like every other Marvel superhero, wait, scratch that, just like 99% of every superhero ever, comes from New York. New Yorkers are severely obsessed with their city, and Iron Man, being the richest of the New York superheroes, would have no reason to concern himself about the uninhabited, surreal wasteland that is not New York.
Macliff Caddy again asks, when you look back at the old episodes, do you wish you hadn't thought some of these scenarios up?
The good thing about the old episodes is that almost all of them were written by other people, mostly Zodi, so we can blame him for everything. But other than the execution and other details, the scenarios are okay. I only hate the old Valentine episode, which was incidentally mostly written by Zodi.
Pikachu 9x0 asks, van hoeveel procent van de kijkers denk je dat ze deze vraag begrijpen?
Ah ja, dat is een goede vraag. Je suis depuis le Peba. Parce que c'est un petit peu, leren wij behoorlijk wat verschillende talen. And therefore we like showing off our multiple language skills.
Opschepper. Miles Dafu 616 asks, how does it feel to know that you are the only personification of the animator of this series and therefore lack the true capacity to be your own person?
Well, the in-universe Roger also animates, so uses his true capacity onto that animated Roger, who also animates another Roger that animates into infinity. Well, that's quite enough. That concludes the questions. So, thank you for your time. And now there's only one thing left to do.
Oh, hi, Roger!